Now, based on what you've seen by the video, did you see the initial sack on Michael Penix?
Yes, absolutely. Saw the initial sack on Michael Penix. Even saw the injury from earlier season, the bone bruise, etc. And I can tell you the way that he was sacked and went down on the left knee. The good news is that in no way, shape, or form is an injury to the ACL. I see all the reports of a partial ACL, and I'll come back to that.
Okay, all right.
It is consistent with a PCL sprain, and a sprain is a tear. Usually PCL tears do not need surgery, which is good news, but there are bone bruises that can be accompanied with PCL injuries. Now, the bad news side is, and you guys know this, when you come back and you get a re-aggravation of an injury, that puts you out a lot longer, right? You guys know this.
Yes.
So this is why you want to rush back as an athlete, but if you rush back a week too early, it can set you back more. Now, I'm not saying Penix came back too early, but this week, Brock Purdy finally returned to play. He had his turf toe injury in week 1, missed only week 2, played week 3, and by halftime, we're like, he's not right. And by the end of week 3, he said, yeah, he re-aggravated it. And he was out 6 weeks. The first time he was only out a week. So given that with Michael Penix here, yeah, it's going to be a longer absence than the first time, no matter any way you look at it, given the bone bruise and the PCL. The question now is, what do you now, when is he going to come back, and what to make of the ACL portion? I believe any partial ACL injury or laxity was pre-existing before yesterday.
Wow.
It's not uncommon to have a little laxity after an ACL reconstruction and the knee is moving and stable. So if this is the knee joint, overly simple, the ACL keeps the knee from coming forward, the PCL keeps it from coming back. If it comes forward a little tiny bit and you're functional as an NFL athlete, it can be fine until perhaps now you have the PCL that has it go back. So then instead of just going from here to here a little bit, it goes from here to here and now becomes a bigger deal. That's why this PCL, which doesn't usually need surgery, this is why you're hearing all the concerns about partial ACL right now on Michael Penix. The good news is it's not new. The good news is PCL won't need surgery. The bad news is, does the PCL unmask the ACL where perhaps surgery is now needed? And the bad news is, I think it would be against the odds that he would return this season. We talked about the second time longer, and no offense, if you're out, let's say 4 weeks, and I'm not saying that's the exact timeline, depending on the record.
They put him on IR, so he's at least 4 weeks.
Exactly. By the end of 4 weeks, no offense, but what's the Falcons' record?
Right. It's right. It's
Ovie. Hey, Doc, we're winning every single game. I don't know what you're talking about. We're about to start a comeback right now.
And you guys know this as football players. You win every single game before he comes back. And then Kirk Cousins now has the starting job. Come on.
We had 6-7.
Right? I mean, but you get what I'm saying? If you win every game and now you're in the playoffs in the playoff hunt in 4 weeks, sorry about that, and Michael Penix is now healthy, you're going to continue to ride Kirk Cousins.
Right, because he's the hot hand. Because
absolutely.
You're going to ride the hot hand and hope that
this is why, I mean, we'll see what happens.
You're taking your young product, your young draft pick at the same time.
Yeah, and you're protecting him a little bit, right? And then, but I'll give you something else. I buy into what Kirk Cousins said about last season. In that Saints game, we went back and looked. The final play, right before the half of that Saints game, I believe week 11, don't quote me on that, he was lighting it up. And right before half, he injured his right shoulder and elbow. He was not the same in the second half. He was not the same the next 3 games, and he lost his starting job. I forget the numbers. I made a podcast with the numbers. I should have looked it up. Really good afterwards, like 2 different players. And then afterwards, not so good. So that's what gives me some optimism that a now healthy Kirk Cousins, his Achilles is fine. It's behind him. But he did have a legitimate right elbow and right shoulder issue that caused the nosedive last season. So if he can get back to the first 10 games, Kirk Cousins, he'll be good.
Well, that's not my issue. My issue is, does he really care now at this point?
Ooh.
Does he really care about being a starting quarterback? It's not about the health. It's about where you're at mentally. Do you care about being a Falcon? Do you care about looking good? Because we still can cut you the next year. And my optimism is we can still cut them, but you should want to look good for the next team that you auditioned for. Do you think? You know what I'm saying? Like, your career's not over, but you still want to look good, go out there, perform well for the other 31 teams that's watching film on you.
Well, as players, I'm sure you know Kirk Cousins and motivation of players. I'm not a player. I stick to the injury side. And from an injury perspective, I think Kirk Cousins is in a good position compared to where he was when he lost his starting job last year. That's all.
Doc, I have a question. And maybe I'm making it too complicated. Last year when Kirk Cousins was injured and the coaches are probably talking to the doctors, hey, he's not playing very good. We're losing game after game after game.
Mm-hmm.
How much does the doctor have to say, or how much is their opinion valued when discussing, is he good enough to play? Is the injury the reason why he's playing bad, or is he just bad? Do they usually confer or have conversations in depth about players and their injury and it affecting their play on the field, or is that separate?
It depends. Okay. What does it depend on? If it's about, can a player play safely or not safely, the doctor absolutely has the final word, the first, last, and only word. But as you guys know, this is week 11. Who's 100% healthy? Nobody. 85% is a good week in the NFL. And I will be the first to admit, depending on the regime and what have you, and early in my career, I didn't get too involved except just strictly, should this guy play? Should he not play? What it is. Later in my career, I got a little bit braver and would insert myself into the conversations as needed. And if we get there, we can talk about if Michael's comfortable. If not, we can cut the conversation.
I'm comfortable. I don't care.
Michael Turner, the year that we were rolling,
right?
Michael Turner dislocated his shoulder. You're okay with this, right? If not, you're gonna.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
All right, let's go.
And obviously, we had LaDainian Tomlinson that year, right? Who was there? Yeah. And Michael Turner was great for us. LT got dinged here and there, and Michael really stepped in. He had huge games for us, and we were headed towards the playoffs. And he dislocated his shoulder. Tough guy, finished the game.
All right, Mike.
Okay. And afterwards, I still remember we seen him in the training room. Yeah, you dislocated your shoulder. This is what it is. It's a tear. You're going to need surgery, but you can finish the season. And then, get it fixed. And I could tell you weren't comfortable with that. And you're like, yeah, okay, but you're worried about your long-term in your career, but you wanted to play.
And about to be a free agent.
Yes.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yes.
That's
and
tough.
Here's what happened. He left the room, and I think you talked to your agent, and you came back, and you said, yeah, I'm just going to have the surgery. Wow. I still remember this conversation with you. I said, Michael, you do realize I'm not saying this to you because this is the same thing I would tell LT. Like, you could finish. I'm not treating you poorly. He goes, no, I know. You said you're a free agent. And I remember saying to you, my version, tell me if you remember this or not.
Okay, all right.
I said to you, I get it, Michael. I fully support your decision. We know you're a tough guy. You've already shown it by playing through. But it's up to you if you want to have this surgery now or not. But I can assure you, as a team physician, I wouldn't downgrade you if you had surgery in January or February for next season. You have enough time to recover. And if this were a knee issue, I would say it differently to you. But your shoulder's not your money makers. Your knees are your money makers.
Yep.
If this was your knee, my friend, go get it fixed. If this is your whatever, go get it fixed. This is a shoulder that you can play through with the harness and be effective. And you've already shown that you can. And then I said one final thing. Michael, you're going to get the big money here. But don't make GMs think they're going to know that players have and can play through shoulder dislocations, instability with the harness. You're a running back who they're going to pay to have 400 carries next year. If you're at 100 carries and you can't finish the season, that may affect how they pay you. Your agent is going to be able to spin your injury and into a positive, into how tough you are and how you're not tapping out after they pay you the money and you're playing for the love of the game and toughness and for your team.
Wow.
And you finished the season. We went on a nice run and you got some big games when LT was out a little bit there. And that's an example where earlier in my career, Michael Turner, I would have kept my mouth shut. I would have said nothing. But later in my career, and I think I was saying things to help you, right? Honestly, right?
I was weighing all my options. Obviously, I was like, all right.
No, you were, and I was trying to talk you through that.
Right, yeah.
There's the financial side where you don't want a GM that's going to pay you big money. You go, well, he doesn't want to finish if he's got something. You know,
wow.
You could turn that into a positive, especially since your shoulder, and your shoulder is going to be fine in an off-season time frame. And
wait. So, Mike, what did you do? Did you get the surgery?
And everything good, right?
I got the surgery after the season.
We finished the season.
But what was crucial though, LT got hurt like again in the playoffs. So if I would have been gone,
wow,
I would have got that time in the playoffs, and I had a big game in the playoffs. We beat the Colts.
Now, Ovie, what do you think? His agent got 3%. Can I get 1 point?
I mean, Doc, he owes you some money. Mike, I owe you some money. Mike owes you some money.
Out here, okay?
No, I'm saying, like, it was like you weigh your options. Like, can I play with it? Yes or no? You know, it was like, as long as like you said, we was rolling, and I want to be a part of a Super Bowl winning team.
And you had some huge games when LT went out later on.
Yeah. So, but
no question, made you some more money.
It's been reports that Michael Penix tried to get back in the game on Sunday.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
So in that position, would you have told him like, hold off, let's see what the real damage is, or based on what you seen was like? I don't think it's really
another example when you were on our team. If you go to my Twitter bio, the header picture is me walking off with Phillip Rivers the very last game in the RCA Dome, and I'm sure you remember that. Pin drop silent after we won.
Yeah.
As Phillip was walking off the field, I can tell this story because it's not HIPAA related, because Phillip has allowed me to tell the story. As we're walking off, I already told him you tore your ACL and you're done. He's like, no.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's go in locker room. Let's
The worst.
In the locker room, he literally is saying, I'm good. Let's go. I'm like, no. You're not good. He goes, put a brace on it. I'm good. I said, you got a meniscus tear too. He said, no, I'm ready to go. And then literally, you remember Damon Mitchell?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he's still there.
He was in the locker room with me. And I literally said, Phillip, Damon, you're snapping the ball. Phillip, get up under center. And he couldn't get into the crouch to do it.
Wow.
And that's when he finally's like, okay, I can't play anymore. And Billy Volek finished the game for us. Now, that was also, he had the knee scope and he played in the AFC Championship game with a brace on a torn ACL, the LT game. You don't remember all that. But my point is, it is absolutely the doctor's job to say, no, you can't. Now, I tried to do it not with an iron fist, not Phillip, I won't let you. It's like, okay, we'll put a brace, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Look at, see, you can't do it, can you? Okay, fine. Now, if he would have still insisted, I might have resorted to other ways because you can't let him do something that's dangerous, right?
You're right. Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, I remember that game. And I remember seeing him that next Monday because I had my shoulder issue, and he was in the training room. I was like, "You really trying to play on Sunday?" He's like, "I'm playing," and that's when I was like, "Oh, this my dog. This is my quarterback forever. This is my favorite quarterback."
I'll tell you something funny. You'll remember this, Michael Turner. So on the
Mm.
plane ride home, he's killing me. We're having surgery tomorrow morning. I'm playing in this game. We'll take care of it. I'm like, look, let's get the MRI first, okay? So we actually set up an MRI for Sunday night. You remember we flew home on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
And you remember instead of pulling in the parking lot, they had us pull up front to get off.
Yeah.
And there was like 5,000 people there at the facility. They made us pull up to the front door, one bus at a time. I'm on bus 1 with the coaches, get off. You're on bus 3 probably, right?
Yeah, I'm on bus 3. Bus 4.
2 is the staff, right? So bus 1 pulls up, bus 2, 3, and 4 are up the hill, waiting for us to unload and walk in. And then bus 2 pulls up. I'm like, Philip, where are you? He goes, I'm in the parking lot. I said, what happened? He goes, I didn't want to wait. I just got out of the bus and I walked through the, where the parking lot entrance was. So you got 5,000 people with your back to Philip Rivers, and here's your starting quarterback walking right behind him into the parking lot because they were all paying attention to who was getting off the bus. And he's like, I'm already in the parking lot. I'll meet you at your office. Let's go.
Right, yeah. Oh my goodness. Done deal. Philip was a maniac.
That's
man.
crazy.
He's a maniac, man. So like
he's a Gosh O'Golly, he is a maniac.
Okay.
Dadgummit.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
right.
his...
So I got one more question for the fans out there. I'm pretty sure this comes up. Michael Penix had an injury-prone issue,
yes,
known for injuries. Now, in that draft process, would you have told the coaches, yeah, he's good to draft, even at 8, especially at 8, or would we been cautious on drafting Michael Penix?
Depends on what I would have found at the combines. I would argue people look at team doctors and go, oh, what you do on Sundays is fun. No, what you do at the combines in the off season and analysis prior to signing players is as or more important. And then Sundays, I don't know what I would have said about Michael Penix, but I will say that because I didn't examine him, right? Mm-hmm. And look, one of our guys, Cromartie, dropped in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't even thinking we would get a shot at him, but he dropped because he was coming off an ACL. And I told AJ Smith he was good to go, and we drafted him high, right?
Right. That's good. He was hands-on with Cromartie, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Because I was hands-on with Cromartie, I mean, okay, on draft day, there's about 10 people in the room at the adult table. It's the head coach, the GM, the assistant GM, ownership, a couple logistics guys, Ed McGuire, the cap guy, and James Collins, the head athletic trainer, and I were in the big room. No coordinators were in there. We're in the big room, draft room, with all the magnet tiles and everything. But we're in the kids' table in the corner, like at Thanksgiving. There's a little round two-top that we're at in the corner. We're at the kids' table. And it was definitely speak when spoken to. We didn't say a word in that room until AJ Smith came over and would ask us a question. But they absolutely asked us about it, Cromartie. I've talked about it on the podcast. They asked us about Marcus McNeil because he had a back issue. That year they asked a bunch of questions. Some years they say nothing.
That year that's a bunch of questions.
No, some years they say nothing. I mean, everything's on the paper. We've already done the work ahead of time. We're just sitting there at the kids' table, mouth shut, kind of thing. So I don't know what I would have said about Michael Penix because I didn't examine him. However, I don't believe in injury prone.
Okay. That's what I'm getting at. I
do believe in prone to injury.
Okay.
Different.
All right. Explain that.
Please explain that.
Okay. Injury prone is the three of us do something and I'm the one that keeps getting injured. Mm-hmm. Now I'm injury prone.
Okay.
Prone to injury is the three of us all go skiing, and Ovie, you're the guy. Prone to injury is you're the guy who takes the double black diamonds, and I go green and blue. You're prone to injury. I'm injury prone if we're all skiing the same ski run and I get hurt.
Okay.
Playing the position of quarterback in college in the NFL, especially if you extend plays, makes you prone to injury. doesn't make you injury prone.
Okay.
I'll give you a recent example. The Giants are now saying Jackson Dart don't run so much. We've been saying that for a while. Run to get the first down and then get your ass down or get out of bounds. Right? Just get what you need and don't be greedy. Right? Jackson Dart, before he got his most recent concussion, wasn't the full starter all year. He ran the ball 57 times this season and had 3 regular season concussion checks in the playing time that he's done. We're taking away the one from the preseason. He had another concussion check in preseason. Concussion check in preseason? What are you doing running?
Right.
Okay. So he's had 3 in 57 carries. Josh Allen, at the time of Jackson Dart's concussion, that week 10, he's got more now, had 59 rushes for the season. How many concussion checks does Josh Allen had?
None.
0.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
He runs, he gets touchdowns, he runs, but you got to know when to get down.
Okay.
Your boy LT was smart doing that.
Yeah.
He didn't ever take a clean shot.
No,
right?
he always got
little dodge, little slip the punch. One step out of down. Look, if he had to put his head down to get that first down, he did it. But he got the first down, and then he'd get down to lip. And I say that as a compliment and being smart.
Right.
So it's not a dig at LT or any.
Not at all.
I mean, I learned this when I first started in the NFL, Michael. Natron Means was our running back.
I love Natron too.
Love Natron. That dude ran everybody over, and on Monday morning could barely walk into the training room.
I mean, that's Mike Turner. Mike Turner did the same thing. Mike, you wasn't going out of bounds.
I wasn't barely walking in the training room, though.
Yeah.
No, but here's
you weren't going out of bounds.
Michael Turner, if you carry the ball 20 times, how many hits do you take?
20 hits?
Asking.
Yeah. No.
Maybe more, right?
20 times. I'm getting hit at least 40.
Okay. Yes. You're getting hit at least 40. Okay.
Yeah, at least 40.
When you're carrying the ball 20 times. I agree. You're getting hit 40 times by how many different players?
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, right. D lineman.
No, I'm saying you're getting hit 40 different times by 12 different players. Okay. Yeah. So that guy that hits you takes a blow too, but he hits you 3 times. Meanwhile, you're 40.
Right.
You get what I mean? And let me tell you something, Ovie, you're delivering the punishment. He's receiving it.
That is true.
Big difference.
Big difference.
Hit too, but you're delivering when you do what you do. He's receiving, right? And so you had 10 different players giving you 4 different blows each, and you're receiving 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Live to fight another day. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's the game we're in, but it's a lot safer now. And guys don't take that many hits like I take now. And guys will get that many carries in the NFL today, like I took it back in the day. So, and I'm saying back in the day, that makes me sound old.
Hey, you are old, Mike. You are old.
Back in the day, God, we losing that term, bro. Back in the day, it's back.
I don't know what's happening, but Doc, we gotta let you go in a little bit. One last question for me and Mike. My last question is: we talked about Penix, Kirk Cousins. When he was coming to the Falcons, everyone was worried about the same thing we were worried about with Penix, about him, whether you say injury prone to injury. It was a big gamble because we're paying Kirk a lot more than we're paying Penix, $180 million, $100 million guaranteed. And everyone said that what happened last year was going to happen. If you were the doctor, how would you have judged his previous injury history, however you want to describe it, and use that to decide if that was a good decision?
I wasn't worried about his Achilles. His Achilles hasn't been an issue. And guess what? He's not exactly a runner either, right? I mean, for the most part. Okay. But if you look at the Saints play, he was in the pocket trying to throw the ball. The rusher came and hit his arm. I mean,
True.
Get better linemen, get better protection and better schemes to protect them. How are you going to fix that? What I'm saying about, let's say our guy Jackson Dart, okay? He's hurt extending plays. That's how Michael Penix, to be fair, was hurt extending plays too. He wasn't running around like Jackson Dart, but he was trying to get out, extend plays. What would your guy Phillip have done, Michael?
Throw it away.
Throwing the ball away.
Throw
Take
it
a
away.
sack. You were throwing the ball
Or get
away.
down. Yeah.
Or get down, right?
So last word.
And
Last
Philip,
question,
of
Mike.
course, has a longevity record, right?
Should we be concerned with Penix health in the near future?
Moving forward.
Moving forward.
For this season, 100%. Moving
Next year,
forward,
what?
Next year,
You
no.
don't know.
Next year, okay. But out of the 32 starting quarterbacks, double digits don't finish the season every year. Less than
Okay.
half play all 17 games.
All right. So
Wow.
So you just
Less
saying
than
just
half
roll
play
it,
all 17.
So you just say just roll the dice. Okay, we just roll the dice, Ovie. We just
Well,
roll the dice.
I'm saying it's factual. Look, we're in week 11. Half the quarterbacks have missed time already.
Yeah, no, yeah. This year's been really crazy. I don't know if this has been. We got to study this. Maybe y'all can come up with some numbers for us later on this year. But this year has been really crazy with backup quarterbacks playing. We gonna see
A lot.
stringers.
Everywhere.
Teams. The Cleveland Browns traded their starting quarterback to a team that needed a quarterback. So
Insane. In their own division. Insane. Diabolical.
Yeah, the Cleveland Browns, they're on their new quarterback. Shador's going to start after a week of practice. Dylan Gabriel is playing this week. I mean, it's crazy.
We'll see. But thanks for being here, Dr. Chao. Ovie, have anything to say?
No, man, Dr. Chao, I appreciate it. As a doctor's kid, man, love hearing the insight, love getting the nitty gritty about what's going on. So we'll have you on again. And thanks again for taking care of my boy Mike and keeping him healthy enough to come to the Falcons and let us have a nice little 5-year run. Appreciate that.
All right. See you, buddy.
All right. Thanks, guys.